What's up, Sports-A-Delic? It's me, Ring. Hello to my Alopecians. We have an excellent treat tonight. We have coming straight out of Detroit, Chris Seelman. She's going to share with us not just her story, but her journey, her ups, her downs, her wow, and her woes. Come on over here in the studio. We can ready to have 45 to an hour of nothing but girl power. Come on over here in the studio. Hello, Alopecians.
Hello, hello.
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 How's everybody doing?
We good.
Good.
Wonderful. It's almost Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank God. Thank God. But I want to know how everybody's Thursday's going.
My Thursday so far has been awesome.
Okay, awesome. Is that with a capital A or a lowercase?
Capital, all letters.
Oh, okay.
Just awesome, awesome.
Okay, all right.
Awesome sauce, as the kids would say.
Okay, fair enough. Angie?
Mine was busy, but I'm glad the day has wind down.
Okay, all right, okay. And our special guest, Seelman. How's your Thursday going?
Very good. Busy. Busy at work, but busy's good.
Right. And it just got better because here you are on
Oh,
Sports-A-Delic. Get ready to, share, your journey, your story with us. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, so much, for tracking her down. You alopecians, you.
and I appreciate you inviting me too. Just,
Thank you.
yep, to help, just let people know about alopecia and understand it.
Yes, I'm always humbled anytime anybody takes time out, to join me on my YouTube channel because you could have been anywhere in the world doing anything, but you decided to come here. So thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
Now, here's my first question. This is what I'm curious about. Uh, when you first, I want you to take me through my background as a counselor. So I'm always interested in, the background, what happened at the mental, emotional level, right?
Hmm.
Um, when you first, I guess, observed is the right term, or noticed that you were losing your hair, what was those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions?
At the very beginning, probably 15 years ago, my mom was behind me and she's like, "You got a spot," and I'm thinking, okay, I didn't think too much about it. And then my son said, "Oh, yeah, Mom, you've had these spots, and they were just small, little nickel size." And at that point, I didn't think anything about it. I just thought, sure, yeah, every once in a while I lose some hair. But
Okay.
it wasn't, and I dealt with that for about 15 years. A little spot every once in a while comes. It took about 2 years to grow back.
Okay.
But
Okay.
then probably 2021, it started coming out more and more. And I'm like, wow, this is getting more serious, and I kept trying to hide it because my hair was always a big thing for me. So then it's just the emotion of what I see in everybody else and the Facebook groups I'm in. You're just trying to hide it. You're trying to pretend it's not there, but
Mm-hmm.
it's there. And, you know, a lot of emotion, especially, when it's not coming back.
I know I talked to a alopecian, and she said for her, there was no different than, you know, the stages of when you lose someone.
Hmm.
She said she went through the denial. She went through the anger. She went through the depression. You know,
Hmm.
she said and acceptance. She said there was years. It's like boom, boom, boom through those first array of emotions, and
Hmm.
acceptance was like years later. And then, as women, the only thing that's ever pumped to us from birth is beauty in our hair,
Yep.
and we all have done it. You remember
Hmm.
back when we were younger, Thursday nights, ladies' night,
Oh
and
yeah.
everybody's at the hairdresser. You got to get super cute, and then to have this type of thing happen, I can only imagine. And ladies, Angie, Pearl, was that similar for you guys as well? Just trying to hide it first and foremost.
Yes, I had a bald spot in the back, and my barber, he would like really shave my hair light as if you couldn't see the bald spot, but you still could.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and mine
So,
was more thinning on the top. So the way I wore my hair was a nice little a feathery cut type style, but you can see the thin, especially when the wind blew, you could see where it was thinning. And of course I tried to camouflage it, but with spritz or whatever, but it was
Hmm.
noticeable.
okay. So similarities then. Now, Miss Silman, and Chris with a capital C, would you just flow and just share, your journey, uh, where you are now, and what did it take to get to where you are now?
Well, once it started coming out more, I was like I say, in 2021, and I was using that dark spray and covered it. My hair was always, you know, down. I always had really long hair. Me and my sister, that was our thing. It's your makeup, your hair. We're 80s girls. At one point had it up to here.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then what was hard too is I got back with my first husband, and it
Okay.
was really hard to even show him, but I eventually did, and he's been so supportive.
Okay.
But when it got really bad last year, I was angry. I was just so angry that I couldn't do anything about it anymore. And you're trying to cover it up. I still had long pieces in the front. Mine was more sides and in the back. And it right before, well, like you see in my video, I really did. I started ripping it out in handfuls because I was just tired of it. I was just so angry, and it just came out. You're pulling on it. Yeah, it's going to come out.
Mm.
So one day I took what I had, the remnants of it, which was nothing, and finally cut it. And you're bawling the same time you're doing it, and started cutting it. But yeah, it's definitely an emotional roller coaster. And then my fiance, he shaved it for me for the first time, which he's known me since I was 18 years old.
Mm.
And he's crying the entire time while he's shaving my head because he knows, but still told me, you're beautiful, but you don't believe that, you just see ugly. Your hair has been everything. not
Hmm.
not everything in life, but it makes you feel confident. You look good, put your makeup on, you're confident, and then
Right.
you take that off. It's a big adjustment. Like you say, it's a grieving process. It's like dying. Your hair is dying, your hair is falling off, your hair is giving up. But
Yeah. Yeah.
and then, like I say, I shaved it about 4 months ago and have my hat on, so I'll show you guys what it looks like now. It's thick here,
Well,
but
go
then you'll
for it.
see. Go for it.
Go for it.
See,
Okay.
I got some here, not here, and then here. Let's see, nothing here. I have the funkiest pattern in the back. Looks like a big dragon, you know. And I don't know what I'm going to do from here. I'm just trying to see what's there and then go from there. I live on the lake. I'm in the water all summer. So somebody asked me, they did the interview, what are you going to do this summer? Like, I don't know yet. It's the first time I've been bald. I, I don't know. Probably, I don't know. I'm mentally getting better. You have good days and bad days. There's days that I just look and I'm down again, but there's so much out there now, so many support groups, and the support groups help me not focus on me. They help me focus on those other people because they're the ones you see so much every day, a new person. It's their first experience. They're just going through it, and your heart aches for them. And parents, I think the hardest is for parents. They don't know what to do for their child. They just want to fix them.
Yeah. Well,
But,
good for you that you're at this point. Um, because we did a segment before, and hopefully you'll have a chance to go back and watch some of those. Um, because some people are like, oh well, what's the big deal? You know,
right.
this is not life threatening. And I said, well, yes, it is because
Mm-hmm.
uh, you can fall into. You start out situational depression. The
Mm-hmm.
situation you find yourself in, and then that lingers and that lingers and lingers and lingers, and before you know it, you're in clinical depression.
Mm-hmm.
You need some kind of help to get up out of the bed. You need some kind of help, to deal with, and then you stop eating right. You stop sleeping. You stop, and now it's high blood pressure, it's diabetes, and I've always said you can make yourself mentally not well
Mm-hmm.
from stress, from worry, and next thing you know, there's a stroke, there's a heart attack. But it all started with the alopecia
Mm-hmm.
and the suffering in silence, and that's what led us to really want to start this foundation and really start to help people. You know, our biggest goal is to have people embrace the baldness,
Mm-hmm.
embrace that baldness, um, be bald and be beautiful. You know, because we know a lot of unattractive people with beautiful.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Let's just be
that's
real,
right.
right? So and self discovery. When you think about age 20 to age 30 and all that went into those 10 years, and then 30 to 40 and so on, you discover so many different things about yourself. And hair, I would think, now I don't know because I have my hair. So I'm asking you all to share with the viewers if my thought process is correct. Uh, you go through these phases and you learn so much more about yourself to where hair becomes so very unimportant. Is that a fair statement or is that a misguided missile?
No, that's a fair statement.
That's fair.
Okay. Well, let's talk about that, ladies. Share, because I know our viewers, because we know that we still have a lot that are suffering in silence that need to hear
Mm-hmm.
and understand this. So, each one of you all, if you would, um, what is your message to what I just said for the viewers? You know, how do you get to that where it's unimportant?
Well, it's definitely a process, and because I've been dealing with it for over 20 years before I embraced my baldness. So it's not something that you're diagnosed with today and you're embracing your baldness tomorrow. It's a process. I've gone through the different types of so-called treatments out there that didn't work, and I see a lot of women are where I used to be. And for me, I had to adapt what was called the three process. It was ADC is what I called it. I had to first accept the fact that I had alopecia. And that's the first step. You have to first accept the fact that you have it, because until you accept it, you can't move forward. Then I had to do what I call decide. That was D. I had to decide if I was going to allow alopecia to control me and control my life, or if I was going to take charge and,
Right.
over alopecia and continue to live.
Right.
Then I had to adapt the C, which was confidence. I had to get to that point where I did not care what other people said or thought about my baldness. And once you find that confidence, then you can move forward. So you have to accept, you have to decide, and you have to be confident in rocking and embracing your baldness. And that's the process I had to go through.
ADC.
ADC.
All right.
ATC.
All right. Angie, what would you say as a tidbit to help those?
For me, it was definitely accepting that my hair is not growing back. And as she said, I had to speak life into myself because when you look at yourself, you're like, oh my God, I'm ugly. I don't have no eyebrows. I don't have no eyelashes. And my hair is gone also. You just think it's over, but it's not. It's not. I spoke life to myself. I looked at myself in the mirror and said, I'm beautiful. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And
Mhm.
I was more than a conqueror. So now I, I feel amazing with a bald head. I don't have to, we don't have bad hair days.
Mm-mm.
We don't have to
Not at
worry
all.
about if we get caught in the rain, our hair is going to get messed up.
Mm-mm. Feels
We don't
good on
have
the
to worry
scalp.
about those things anymore. So we could walk in the rain. We can take a shower and just go. Those are the things that we don't have to worry about. And when you become free, it just looks so much better on you.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
And my journey, kind of at the beginning, because it's the first time I shaved my head. So I'm trying to see what's there, what's not. And obviously, there's places definitely it's not going to grow back. So more than likely, I'll end up shaving it, and I'm still to get to that point of going out without right now. It's super funky. I mean, right now my hair is funkier than being bald. you know, People are more like, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" Or you're diseased, or sorry you have cancer. You know, that's that's how funky it is right now. So I I think I'll end up shaving it. I might still wear wigs. I don't know yet. It's for me it's early. I'm only in the four months of this, where some of you have been dealing with it for years.
Well, I can say, Chris, I have seen your bald head, and I tell
Yeah,
you, your crown on your
yeah.
YouTube video, and you are rocking that crown,
Aw, thank
and you
you.
look beautiful with the bald head.
Right.
That was hard being a photographer. I did that in by myself, 32 shots of just raw emotion, and then when it was time to put it out there, you're like, you don't really want to do it, but
Right.
you feel you have to do it.
Hmm.
Right.
Because how are you going to show people, you know, alopecia if they don't see the bald,
Right.
or don't see
Right.
the hair loss, don't see the bald. They have to see it, which I know myself too. I have not gone to work yet without something on my head. But I'm 57 years old. I'm not. I'm past. I'm not gonna
Now
go
you could
get
have told me. Wait, we're not going to gloss over this. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. 57,
I'll be 58 this year.
five,
Yes.
7.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let me just say this because I feel the same way with with Pearl. If I look half as good as you guys, when I get when I get to 57, you know, because
Oh,
I'm 50, and so hopefully in 7 years I'll be rocking. So
I'm sure you will. It's.
uh,
I always say it's the fat face keeps it young.
that
Yeah,
yeah.
it does. But you know, I I just can't. I'm a cheapskate too, which is funny. I don't want to go to the dermatologist and spend hundreds or thousands of dollars trying to fix something that right
Mhm.
now is not fixable.
That's right.
And you go on, and there are so many different um, remedies they'll tell you, but I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I've got other things I could spend my money on than worrying about treatments that don't work.
That's right.
Right.
And
Yeah,
that's the key. It doesn't work.
no. And I'm a believer, and God allowed this for whatever reason, to be here tonight, for one thing,
Right.
Amen.
you know?
Amen to that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well, the thing is, you never want to, as they say, rain on somebody's parade. Um, and these ladies have been educating me. There are silly people out there that feel that if you are not experiencing alopecia, then you should not be involved with alopecia movement, events, foundations, anything. And the Cancer Society, all of these things could not exist and be functional without everybody, without
right.
everybody,
Hmm.
you know, because we're all 6 degrees of separation.
Hmm.
We all know someone uh, that has gone through chemo. We all know someone that's dealing with alopecia, depression, or what have you. So it's not about, if you are actively going through it, it's about having the empathy and sympathy, for
Hmm.
those that are, because it could be either. It could always, be either. And so that's what I say to people. Hey, get involved with the support groups.
Well, that's like telling a cancer patient you're on your own. Nobody's going to help you. Same thing. People need to be there for each other. You know, my sister is a good example. As I was going through this, when I was there, she was privately crying for me. Her heart, you know, she was breaking down because of what I was going through. You know, we're we're all here for each other, and
Hmm.
we're here. You are three strangers, but we're still here for each other,
Right.
and that's who I'm trying to reach in my community is those people I don't know, but I know the emotional struggle
Right.
that you need it. And
Hmm.
like my story that my local paper shared about the young girl, I think in Indiana, it references it, who committed suicide because of bullying, because of this. Yes,
Hmm.
now it's life threatening. Yeah, it
Yeah.
took her life. Tell her
It
parents
is.
it wasn't life threatening.
Exactly.
It
Exactly.
was.
Exactly.
And that's the
Um,
one thing that people don't understand. And I've had this conversation on social media about the fact that it's not life threatening. It is because
Hmm.
it affects you physically
Absolutely.
by losing your hair and mentally when you have lost your hair. So it is life threatening. And people go through this change and they don't know how to handle it, and society has not really does not know that alopecia even exists until recently.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of women are still not ready to embrace their baldness because there's not enough support groups out there. So that's what Bald and Beautiful Alopecia Foundation wants to do. We want to be that platform where people can gain that support, that knowledge, information, so that way those women that are still not ready to embrace their baldness will have that platform. And I think
Yeah.
once they see more of us out there embracing our baldness and we're bringing aware, I think then a lot more men, women, and children will be ready and willing to embrace their baldness.
Right.
Well
Right.
said. Well said. Now, Chris, do you mind sharing, with the viewers, which type of alopecia that you?
Um, well, when I went to the dermatologist in 2021, I still had a lot of hair in the bald spot, and at that time they said areata. I honestly haven't been back since. I've lost more hair since then, but I don't know if it's scarring or, I mean, there's areas that they're just not going to grow back. But again, I don't want to go to the dermatologist and spend more money for them to say, just to be typed, you know.
Right.
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 And so what I was diagnosed with areata.
Okay. Well, I can understand that too. I'm not big about labels, per se, but
Mm-hmm.
I also understand that it's different for everybody. Somebody needs
Mm-hmm.
to really identify from that standpoint, from that position, just to wrap their brain around what they're going through. But at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the day, you're saying, damn it, hey, I'm going bald. And I really don't
Right.
care what type it
Uh-huh.
is.
Right. Exactly.
That's right.
It's bald. I
But
don't care. It's
I'm gonna make a prediction, and I hope that it becomes the blessing for you. I asked both of these ladies, if your hair grew back tomorrow, then what? And both of them said, I would cut it all off. I would just cut it all off again because who I am, who I've discovered, and all the perks and bonuses that you mentioned earlier. Now Angie has the super perks because
Yeah.
hair doesn't like I gotta shave my legs tonight. You know, um, and so that would be the ultimate gift. I think for you, and that's what I'm gonna pray. That's what I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray, that you reach that point where you step outside of that door and you feel good about you and understand that the gift that you have to give to others is sharing what you're doing, sharing your journey, sharing your story, because everyone can get there, you know, because of the three people like you all. You have to be willing to just say, "Hey, this is me.
mm-hmm.
This is me,"
So
and
Angie,
then
do you
you
have
have a bunch of
totalis?
I have universalis, total body hair
Universalis.
loss. Hmm.
Oh, okay. So what's totalis versus universalis?
Totalis is you only use your hair. You still have
Oh,
eyebrows and everything else. Universalis is you lose everything. Perks.
universal.
oh,
That
that makes sense.
right? Yes.
Well, that's what I try to tell people when they're like saying they never heard of it. And what's alopecia? I said alopecia is baldness. What is
Right.
areata? Areas. It's just um, whatever that's from the Greek or Latin or whatever. Areata means area. Just a simple. So
Right.
universalis. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have that.
I don't know why they call it. They needed to just say it was universal because you
Yep.
lose everything. and they want to put
Yeah.
a salad on the end.
To spice it up, I guess.
I know
Right.
it is spicy, but you know,
I have
Right.
universalis.
Right. Yeah. Cause some people be sitting there saying, "I have universalis," and you know, you be like, "Yes, that's a pretty nice sports car." Universalis. You know. So,
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
and then
Yeah.
it's a blessing. Relationships are very difficult, particularly the interpersonal relationships. We did a segment about relationships,
Mm-hmm.
whereas Pearl and yourself, have a different journey than what Angie shared.
Mm-hmm.
Her better half was just like, well, I'm uncomfortable. They won't be able to tell who's the man and the woman. And
Mm-hmm.
and Chris, you hadn't seen her ass, so I don't know what this guy was thinking about. So
Mm-hmm.
there'd be no question who the woman is. You know, sometimes I just think that people look for a way out at other people's
Right.
expense, just to when they could just say, "Look, this is my out," but try to damage you on the way out.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
and and I
Because I.
also think that they don't know how to deal with their own insecurities
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because they're
bingo.
worrying about what someone's gonna say. You're dating a bald woman,
Exactly.
Yeah.
is this
Exactly.
something's wrong with me? And I'm 100% normal.
Mm.
Right, right. You were gonna say, Chris?
Um, because I used to work in the healthcare industry, and one of the diagnoses, um, Parkinson's, maybe,
Hmm.
where you would see the spouse leave because they couldn't deal with it. It's
Right.
almost the same thing. It was their out
Hmm.
that they just don't want to deal with it, so they're blaming you for your disease and leaving. So it's not just alopecia. It's it can happen with other diseases. I mean, you don't see too many cancer patients where the spouse will leave, but there's some of these other types of diseases are like, I just can't deal with it, and they leave. Fortunately, and I wasn't expecting it. My fiance has been here 100%. You know,
Amazing.
uh, yeah.
Mhm, that's a
So
blessing.
I'm
Yes.
very thankful.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know what ultimately what type of guy he is, but based on what you've told me, he's obviously one hell of a man. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm hoping to have particularly men and women come on the show to take us through their journey because um, you know selfishly we sometimes forget because we're dealing with so much of our own personal hurt and pain that the people that love us are suffering as well,
Hmm.
and and they have to go through their process and their journey, and it's eating them up, but they gotta find some extra strength to be there for their spouse or their loved one. And so I'm always curious again to uh, kind of sit down with people and hear that part of it, really and truthfully. Now, let me ask this question. Have you set a particular goal, for yourself, or you just kind of taking it one day at a time, or
For myself, as far as my hair, I've given up. I'm not worried about it. My goal is to help those in anguish, not even those that, because I want to help people that can't afford wigs or anything locally, but
okay,
it's the emotional support to let
right,
people know, not even, because Facebook and social media is one thing. Getting next to somebody and talking to them and you're there and you're real, and you can say, I'm going through, but you're going through. It means, hopefully it'll mean more. I haven't met too many people like that yet, because I just started my own group here. But
Right.
that's my goal, is to emotionally be there. I'm going to be fine. You know, I'm part-time comedian also. So
Oh, okay.
Me and you both. So we definitely have that in common. We definitely have that.
so, hopefully, I mean, I've been on stage a couple times and it was wonderful when I had hair. Now it's like, I don't know, shock therapy, or, I want to hopefully use it. I don't know if I am or not, but in my mind, I'm like, got to get to that point to make light of it, so that somebody else can make light of it and go, hey, it's okay.
Right.
We'll see how that goes. But
Well, laughter and humor has the power, to heal.
oh
And
yeah.
uh, and Pearl and Angie, certainly, helped me not be so stiff and tight about it, because you don't know where the boundary is as far as joking with someone. You don't know where they are in their process,
Mm.
and so you want to be respectful, but they're kind of wide open with their process. Sometimes it shocks and embarrasses me with their humor and where they are with so
but but you're making fun of yourself. If you can make fun of yourself, you're reaching out making fun of somebody else. You're making fun of yourself.
right.
So that's where the confidence comes in, and you're not picking somebody out in a crowd. You can just make light of it.
Well, Chris, would you share with the viewers real fast how they can see your video? Because well, let me say this: Sports-A-Delic Alopecians. It's something to see, um, and I will share. I will share this. I watched it uh, 3 times.
Oh,
I had to watch it 3 times because you know the first time it had my thoughts all over the place. You know, and I actually was shedding tears because I'm always thinking about, man, you know, damn, that just as easily could be me. And as strong as I want to think and believe that I am, uh, when I see stuff like that, it just moves me. And then the second time, I got like halfway through, and then it started all up again, and so I was able to finally, get through it, but it was very moving. So I want you to share with everyone how they can
okay.
have that experience.
Well, and I want to tell you, it's the first time I made a video where with that program, because besides what I do in the real estate world, I'm a photographer and graphic designer, but not necessarily a videographer.
Okay.
So you can look it up on YouTube under my name, Chris Seelman, but the edited version slows it down so you can read it better, because I did it too quickly. But so you just put in YouTube Chris Seelman, you should see 2 different versions, and the edited one will slow it down so you could read it better of what I put in there. But and I appreciate anybody that watches it, but especially those people that are first going through this,
Yes.
understand they're not alone.
Right.
Because it's pretty raw. Like I say, the beginning, it's off pretty fluffy, what I used to be, until, I shaved my head, which, like I say, I'm looking at this in the right in here, I'm like, yeah, it looked better shaved than what I've got going on right here. It's like, because this stuff ain't coming back.
Mhm.
I mean, but like I say, I think God allowed it, so it's God's using it, and you have to show the baldness in order for people to understand what it is.
Right.
That's right.
Yes.
Well said. Well said. Um, I think, and I don't know. Again, I have to. I have to. Somebody got a blender on?
I don't know that.
No fan.
Are you getting hot, Pearl?
Hot flashes.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Got my little fan here.
Oh, I want to say something quick about Pearl. This is cool because her and I have a connection because she's from my hometown. We are 1 year apart. We went to 2 different schools, but I was like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's crazy. Pearl, you didn't tell
Yeah.
us that.
Well, I wanted to save it for the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. There
So
you go.
yeah, she's from Michigan. I went to Kalamazoo Central High School. I think you went to
Comstock, yeah.
Comstock High
Fourth
School.
generation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I had just gotten really scared for a minute there. I heard blender or something, and
Or something.
and
That's in one of
right.
my comedy, one of my acts, something.
Well, I was saying I hope it wasn't a rose.
Okay.
You know.
come on.
Yeah, yeah, the
Oh
rose.
my gosh.
Yeah, because I was like, come on, Pearl, we can't.
It's
You
not
know,
that kind of show.
Oh
yeah,
my face is hurting now.
yeah, right. Like, wow.
It's like you
Okay.
say, it's good to laugh. Laughter
It
is
is.
good, but
Mhm.
trying to get people at the beginning of this going through it to laugh, I mean, that's a big, big
Yeah.
hill,
Right.
Yeah. It's hard and it's gonna take some time.
yeah.
Like
Yes,
I
it
said,
is.
yeah, it's not going to you lose your hair today and you can laugh tomorrow.
No,
Yeah.
no,
None of
no,
us did.
No.
no, none of us.
None of us did. I
Yeah,
know I cried.
I've never met one person that said, "Yeah, I'm bald. It's okay."
I know. It's
Give me a
not.
Right.
little time. That's how I was.
Yeah,
I
Uh-huh.
was like, I'm gonna take this wig off. It's August and it's hot.
yeah.
Hmm.
I can't do it.
Yeah. Well, what I my in conclusion, I'm going to finish with Pearl so she can go over um, our foundation stuff and how you can get involved, et cetera, et cetera. My closing remarks is, Chris, again, thank you so much, for taking time out to, share your
Sure.
journey,
This is.
Definitely.
story.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. It's
Yeah,
been
thank you,
wonderful.
Chris.
Yeah, it's been
And
great.
you're stuck, but you're stuck. You're stuck with us.
Yes.
Oh, good. That's not a bad thing.
I just wanted you to,
Oh,
you're stuck. You're stuck with us.
okay.
And hopefully, um, I don't know. I used to say General Motors. It's just not a whole hell of a lot going on there in Detroit. Um, so now we have Chris. So that
That's right. That's right. All right.
Hey,
Angie, any closing remarks, and then Chris, and then we'll finish up with Pearl.
um, I would just say, even to you, Chris, you have people that are assigned to you, and they're definitely gonna need to see you.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're gonna be praying for you. And when I tell you, when you finally decide to say, and I'm going out, you're gonna feel so good.
I bet I will. And
You
I
will.
and I and I appreciate the prayers because I believe in that.
Yeah,
I believe.
Mhm.
So thank
Absolutely.
you.
Yes. Your closing remarks, Chris?
I'm just very thankful for being here tonight. Thank you for your ladies. You're all beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
Thank you.
I hope it's just the beginning of a wonderful journey.
Absolutely. Miss Pearl?
I want to say, Chris, thank you so much for accepting my invitation and sharing your story. Is awesome. And you too are also beautiful.
Yes.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for joining. And we definitely want to have you to be a part of our family.
Oh,
And this won't be the last time you hear from us. so,
okay.
so we look forward to working with you. Our alopecia, bald and beautiful alopecia foundation. For those of you that are out there, this foundation is for men, women, and children. We are here to educate, to empower, to uplift. We are there for you. You do have a platform now to come to. Our website is at the bottom of the screen, which is bbafambassador@gmail.com. And if you would like to be a guest on our show, please reach out to us. We would love to have you, especially males. We would like to have a male on the show as well to
Yes.
share your story, because this does affect us not just physically, but it affects us mentally as well. And this is a condition that we definitely want to get out there, so that way more individuals will feel comfortable in embracing their baldness. We would love to have you to be a part of this foundation.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Well said. Well said. Once again, thank you to Sports-A-Delic and our new alopecians for tuning in. And
Yes.
we'll be back here at the same time doing the same thing next week. We'll just have a different topic. We may even have some people joining us. But Pearl, before we get out of here, would you just let the viewers know if they are in the local Atlanta area, the different positions that we'd like to be emailed about?
Sure, sure. And also, Rima, thank you too. Thank you for reaching out
Yes.
to
Thank
me
you.
on Facebook. Rima and I actually met through Facebook. We were just going back and forth in a conversation, and she saw that how important this was to me, and she reached out, and this is how all of this got started. So
Yes.
thank you, Rima, for taking time out of your schedule to
Yes.
be a part of this
Thank you
foundation
very
as
much.
well. And the foundation, it does have opening volunteer positions, and we are looking to fill slots. If you have any type of nonprofit experience, secretarial experience, treasury experience, please contact us, BBAF ambassador at gmail.com. And we're also putting together committees. So we are looking for individuals that want to be a part of our event committee as well as our fundraiser committees. So definitely be a part of a great thing that is about to happen.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, Chris, before we get out of here, are you ever in Atlanta?
No, I used to be when I was working in the race industry, but not anymore. I don't travel too much right now. But
Okay.
yeah, I've been through Atlanta several times and stuck in traffic for hours.
That's Atlanta.
Yeah, it's Atlanta. No, I
That's what
know
we're good
Atlanta.
for.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to put this out in the universe. I believe in the law of attraction, and I'm going to attract this. I'm going to attract some type of reason that you're going to have to be in Atlanta that none of us even know about right now. I'm going to
Okay.
put it out in the universe, and we'll get you over for a nice spread. Um, I love to cook, and
Mhm.
I just believe that's the best way to ever show
Oh,
a person
me too. I
that you care
love
about.
cooking for people.
Yes.
Uh
And, well, I'm
oh.
glad. I'm
I've
glad
got I've
to
got
have
a
an extra
visitor.
cook. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh, cute.
Oh.
who is that?
Got a visitor.
Who is
Wanted to
that?
say hi.
Hey,
What is our
Kobe.
little visitor name?
Colby.
Kobe. Hi, Kobe.
Hey, Colby.
Hey,
Alopecia
Kobe.
supporter.
He's got a lot of hair.
Look at all my eyes. It's like I'm coming on the show. I'm bum rushed.
That's right. I want to be seen.
Right.
Go, Jeff.
But again, thank you, ladies, so much. And I always like to say, be good to yourself and everyone else. And thank God that it's Friday.
Yeah.
And, I look forward to a great weekend and hope the same for each one of you all.
You too. Thank you
Same
so
to you.
much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.